these are my group mates. We have Mikhail, Seth, and Ioana, and we are Lite Devices. I'd like to take a moment to talk about forest fires. In 2018, national wildfire costs were at $347 billion. And this number is expected to grow as wildfire season increases. In fact, the cost of fighting these fires is expected to account for 70% of the Forest Service's budget within just a few years. Not only are these wildfires environmentally damaging, but they're economically damaging as well. People's homes are lost, businesses are destroyed, and it's a negative impact on areas that rely on tourism as a source of local revenue. But there's a giant economic loss. We also feel that we can find economic opportunity. And to this end, we have developed a device that detects these fires in real time and relays this data to our customers. And I'd like to show it to you today. We deploy a network of these devices on trees. They detect the invisible light, temperatures, and hazardous gases that are given off by a forest fire. They have a 50-foot detection range for a 1 square foot fire at 50 feet with a low-power photodiode. They're equipped with LTE and mesh Wi-Fi, and most importantly, they're entirely autonomous and self-sufficient. Once we deploy these devices, they require no human intervention and no upkeep to function. So how does this work? Our device is triggered. It relays the event along with the GPS coordinates, the time, the date, the intensity, temperature, and any hazardous gases it detects. It sends that up to our server, at which point we distribute it out to our customers. But what about an area where coverage may be unreliable? To this end, we also employ mesh networking. With mesh networking, this allows us to service a remote area with uncertain LTE. When we detect an event, we can bounce this data off of our network of devices until it reaches one with a reliable signal. This allows us to get to areas where our competition cannot. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the existing solutions. Watchtower cameras and satellites, while useful, they're expensive, their response time is slow, and they're not scalable. Most importantly, though, they still require a human to confirm an event. We're looking at an initial market of enterprise customers because we believe this is the area where we can make the most positive impact on the biggest scale. We have a hardware sale plus a monthly service fee for data access to our servers. Our prototype costs $110 at present, and just in Oregon alone, we have a serviceable market of 120 million units. So we control design, hardware, deployment, and data all in one package. This is a complete solution that we've developed in-house in a single integrated device. So I'd like to open it up now for any questions you might have. Thank you.
So the cost, $110 a unit, but I mean, I'm struggling with, if that was deployed 120 million units in Oregon, wouldn't that be like $1 billion? And,
What we're looking at is to
that's the firefighting budget for the.
So what we're looking at is, when we look at, for acreage, we can deploy 4 per acre. And yes, if we were to cover every square inch of all of the forests in Oregon, that's what we would be looking at. But realistically, when we deploy these devices, we're looking at servicing areas that may be either more vulnerable or more inaccessible. So, for instance, we wouldn't need one of these in, say, Forest Park so much because this is just an area that's very heavily visible. But maybe we have some old-growth forest that's a bit out of the way that normally, if an event like that breaks out, it wouldn't be detectable until it's large enough and it's been growing substantially to be detected by, say, a satellite, even assuming that we have clear vision.
Is that $110 all in, meaning like the cost of actually walking it out there and mounting it to a tree?
So for the cost of mounting it to a tree, we're estimating that we're looking at, if we can do about 4 per hour, we can cover about 1 acre per hour. And we've evaluated some labor costs, and we're thinking that that's going to look at conservatively maybe $150 an hour is about what our labor cost would be for installation.
$40 per unit.
Sir? Yes.
Maybe I'm clueless, but it seems to me it'd have to have some type of power source, if only to send us a signal. So.
Yeah, yes, it does have a power source. It has an integrated battery as well as a solar charger on it. Now, when we're saying that it's self-sustaining, the idea is that we don't need an external power source. We're using very efficient, very low-power electronics and sensors that are specially designed for these types of environments. So this allows us to place the device and have it just through solar charging, actually charge it enough to keep it going, we'll say electrically indefinitely.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yes, thank you.